Okay, so students, don't do that. Okay, in the exam time, don't call anyone. It is very easy. 4 options are given and it is very easy. So nothing to worry, nothing to think about. Just look at the possible answers. You can do some rough work also in your copy and then give the answer. Okay, don't ask anyone in the time of exam and read carefully all the chapters. And in Monday you have social science exam, so wish you all a best of luck for the exam. But one thing remember, read all the chapters. 5 chapters are there, read all the chapters carefully. Okay, line by line. Don't skip any points, any lines, and especially read the bold letters, written in bold letter. Okay. So now today's topic is ocean circulation from chapter number 5. It is water and page number 33. So those have book, open the book, page number 33. So you know that oceans are very beautiful and the sea shores or the sea beaches are very beautiful for the travelers. Okay. And the music of waves, the small waves when touched your feet, it is very pleasant experience for all of you, those have already visited any sea beaches, any seashores. Okay. Unlike the calm waters of ponds and lakes, ocean water keeps moving all the time. Okay, it's not stand still, it keeps moving, and that movements of these oceans occur because of some reasons, and as per their reasons they are broadly divided into 3 categories, and these categories are: 1, the waves, number 2, tides, and number 3, the currents. Okay, so these are the 3 major divisions of the ocean circulation. Now today we are going to discuss about the first one, that is waves. Okay, waves. So before that, one thing I want to mention, that in previous class you have already read about the water conservation, what is the necessity of water conservation and the distribution of water bodies in the world. So because of this, every year 22nd March celebrated as a World Water Day. Okay, so World Water Day celebrated every year 22nd March for the necessity of to explain the necessity of water conservation among the people and to creating awareness among them. Okay, so remember the date 22nd March. Now the waves. So when you playing or throw ball on beach and the ball falls into the water, what happens? It is fun to watch how the ball gets washed back to the shore. The waves, by the waves. When the water on the surface of the ocean rises and falls alternately, they are called waves. So what is wave? When the water of the ocean rises and falls alternatively, they are called waves. So underline that portion in your book, that when the water of the oceans rises and falls alternatively, they are called waves. And waves are when winds scrape across the ocean surface, as well as the stronger the wind blows, the bigger the wave becomes. Okay, so in this way waves created. and mainly winds blows and waves created most of the cases. Except this, there are some waves, they cause tremendous destruction, and these are not created because of the winds. In past, this type of waves made a lot of destruction, and this type of waves creates because of the earthquake, landslide, or any plate tectonics. Okay, if any plates below the surface of earth, they moves through each other, they move away from each other or come close to each other, then it creates earthquake, you have already read. And because of this underwater earthquake, a huge tidal waves formed. So a huge tidal waves in a water body caused by an earthquake, a volcanic eruption, or underwater landslide called tsunami. So remember the word tsunami. Tsunami actually a Japanese word, means the harbor waves, meaning harbor waves. Why? And harbor means where the ships, they anchor their ships in a port that is called harbor. They staying at night, that place is called harbor. So whenever this type of waves, they struck the harbor, they completely destroy the harbor. So that's why by the Japanese seamen, these waves named as tsunami, means harbor waves. Yes, Hasibul, only 12 present, including me. Now listen, what are the destruction and what are the major features of this tsunami? That tsunami also, at that time of tsunami, the large amount of ocean water is shifted that may be high as 15 meter in average. Okay, so at that time a large amount of ocean water is shifted that may be high as 15 meter. And the largest tsunami ever measured was 1,720 feet or 520 meter high. It is unimaginable. Can you imagine the height of the wave? It was happened in Litua Bay tsunami. Litua Bay is a place. Litua Bay is actually a place in Alaska, USA. In your book, his book is not updated. It was given that measured was 150 meter, but it is not 150 meter. It is 1720 meter high sea waves stuck on the shores of Litua Bay, Alaska. But Alaska is a place where very few people lived. Then most of the place is covered with ice and dense forest. So that's why only the forests were destroyed and only 5 people died because of this massive tsunami of Litua Bay. Okay. And now the speed of the waves. These waves can travel at a high speed of 700 kilometer per hour. This is the speed, and in that speed the huge tidal waves can travel through the lands or land masses. The largest tsunami, as per the destruction recorded in 2004, caused widespread damage in the coastal areas of 14 countries, including some states of India, such as Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, okay, Karnataka, and Odisha, okay, and some part of West Bengal also. And Andaman Nicobar Islands totally destroyed, the most affected place in India, in Andaman Nicobar Island. And Andaman Nicobar Island was also the part of India, that's why it was very near to the origin or the epicenter of the earthquake, that's why. So students, can you hear me? Any problem? I think someone disconnected. Okay. Just a minute. Okay. So let's continue our class. Okay, no problem, I think. So, the tsunami also harmed the other 14 countries. They are the Sri Lanka, Indonesia, Kenya, Somalia, Thailand, Bangladesh, Tanzania, Seychelles, Madagascar, South Africa, Myanmar, Malaysia, and Maldives. So those 14 countries, including India, affected because of this massive tsunami. So can you imagine where is Madagascar and Seychelles? They were very far from the origin of the tsunami, because the earthquake and the tsunami, they occurred in the Sunda Strait or in Indonesia, the origin, below the underwater, when the Burma plate was, when the Burma plate ruptured along the fault between Indian plate and Burma plate, so this type of tsunami occurred. Okay. All the students, mute your microphone and listen to me. Okay students, so now I'm reading that portion, that the tsunami is the Earth's pandemonium. Okay. So tsunami is a harbor or harbor wave struck havoc in the Indian Ocean. Okay. Indian Ocean on the 26th December 2004. And the wave was the result of the earthquake that had its epicenter close to the western boundary of Sumatra. I've already mentioned in Sunda Strait. And the magnitude of the earthquake was 9.0 on the Richter scale. 9.0, the highest point is 10. So it is 9.0. Can you imagine how massive it was? And as the Indian plate went under the Burma plate, there was a sudden movement of the sea floor causing the earthquake, and the ocean floor was displaced by about 10 to 20 meters and tilted in the downwardly direction. A huge mass of ocean water flowed to fill in the gap that was being created by the displacement. And the land masses in the South and Southeast Asia, after thrusting of the Indian plate, Burma plate, and the water mass rushed back towards the coastline, tsunami traveled at a speed of about 800 kilometers per hour and comparable to the speed of commercial aircraft. So it is the normal speed of any commercial aeroplane or aircraft that completely washed away some of the islands of the Indian Ocean. The Indira Point of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, the southernmost point of India, got completely submerged. It was vanished totally. And as the wave moved from earthquake epicenter from Sumatra towards Andaman Islands and Sri Lanka, the wave length decreases with decreasing depth of water. The travel speed also declined from 700 to 900 kilometers per hour to less than 70 kilometers per hour. So tsunami waves traveled up to a depth of 3 kilometers from the coast, killing more than 10,000 people and affected more than lakh or of houses. In India, the worst affected were the coastal areas of Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Pondicherry, today's Puducherry, and Andaman and Nicobar Islands. While the earthquake cannot be predicted in advance, it is possible to give a 3-hour notice of a potential tsunami. Now we cannot assess, we cannot give any warning before the tsunami, but recently we can give a 3-hour notice of a potential tsunami. So tsunami warning center also established in Madras because of this, after this incident. And such early warning systems are in the place across the Pacific Ocean also, where tsunamis very often in Japan, but not in the Indian Ocean. So tsunamis are rare in the Indian Ocean as the seismic activity is less as compared to the Pacific. So that's why cyclone, okay, Ayantic cyclone is occurred because of the wind, okay, it is the work of wind, and tsunami is occurred because of seismic activity below the water. The cyclone occurred because of the low pressure, any low pressure region, when low pressure created in the middle of the ocean or sea, it is the work of wind. But tsunami occurred because of the underwater activity, because of volcanic eruption, earthquake, or movement of the tectonic plates. Okay. The tsunami that's ravaged the South and Southeast Asia coasts in December 2004 is the most devastating tsunami in the last several hundred years. And the large damage caused to life and property was primarily a result of lack of monitoring, the early warning systems, and knowledge among the coast dwellers of Indian people. Most of the poor people, the fishermen of Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh, they are totally unaware about this type of natural calamity. They don't know what is tsunami. Okay, so that's why the destruction and the loss of life was massive in those areas. The first indication that tsunami is approaching in the rapid withdrawal of water from the coastal region. What happened actually? So before the tsunami, the coastline, all the waters, they withdrawn by the ocean. The coastal areas totally waterless, and again the big huge waves coming, you can see from the background. So lot of videos available in the internet on the 2004, the massive tsunami. Okay, you can check those videos how massive it was. And the first indication that tsunami is approaching is the rapid withdrawal of water from the coastal regions, remember, and followed by destructive wave. When this happened on the coast, instead of people going to high ground, they started assembling at the coast to view the miracle. That is the main reason of the destruction. As a consequences, there was a large casualty of curious outlookers when the gigantic wave struck. They're just watching that how huge is the wave is. They don't assess that these waves actually submerge themselves and they were killed by the waves. They are stand still and watching and they are died. So that is the incident, students. So next day we're going to discuss about the tide. So if you have any question regarding this, you can ask me. Okay, Sadia. Okay, thank you everyone. So see you in the next class. Have a good day.